seconds is a long time if you think about it.
You got 15 now.
15, 10.
No, now 10. What do you?
What up, welcome back everybody. It's your boys here at Cushion Kicks. It's your boy Q.
And it's your boy MJ, and we're back with another episode.
Yes, season 3 is just moving along.
Yeah, with some special guests. Why don't we go ahead and introduce ourselves?
I'm Patty Rowe with the Pink Session Society.
Okay. And who we got over here?
I'm Jenni. I am with Heads, Cannabis Co. and Heavyweight Heads, and I'm also part of the Cannabis family now too.
Oh, you are. That's what's up.
But plenty journeys. But we wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for any of our sponsors, so we can't forget to give them a wonderful shout out. Starting off with Bad Moms Custom.
Yes, sir.
You know, she's been really putting in work. She's working on something super special for us for later on this month that we're excited to bring to you guys. So make sure you guys tap in with her Instagram.
Yes, sir. And then shout out to CEP. Last year they had one of the best festivals with Juicy J being out there. I know I'm always talking about that, but it was one of the best times for me last summer, so I'm excited to see what they're going to bring out this year. I know that they have the event already planned for 420 Festival, so make sure you're tapping in with them because that's coming to us soon.
29.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm excited. We got some real special guests here today. But you know, we gotta get to the fun part for us. I mean, for you guys might not be, but for us, we gotta get to the fun part, which is obviously gonna be the sneakers. So, go ahead.
So we had to dig a little bit for this. This is one of those shoes that dropped at the end of last year, December of last year. These are the SoFly Jordan 13s. If you guys can see the detail on this shoe, it's just amazing. I mean, from the little mud guard that they actually put on the front of that canvas, to the suede on here, to the beautiful inside. I mean, this inside is just quilted. Remember, these came out before the, what was the last one that came out with this? The
Jordan, the UNC 5 just dropped with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this came out before that. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. Sorry.
No, you're good.
With the beautiful embroidery right there. I mean, you just can't miss that. Like, beautiful.
That's it.
So this is called the Gone or I'd Rather Be Fishy. That's
Okay.
what the nickname for this shoe is.
And how much was it retailing at?
$200. $200. This was one of those shoes that you could get exclusively on SoFly and also on Nike sneaker app.
And did it run the full men's and women's kit?
They ran just a men's size of that. They did
Okay.
not do the full family size run on those. That was something for the fellas, you know what I'm saying? Because they'd rather be fishing, you know what I mean?
Jenni, how do you feel about it?
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of high tops personally, but these look pretty like galactic to me.
Okay.
You know, like, I feel like
Yeah,
Galactic
they
hero?
I feel like I'd be like an astronaut for some reason.
Okay.
So definitely flying high.
Would you cop? Like, would you buy these?
Maybe if there was a low top version
Oh.
in the youth size, because I need to save myself some money on these shoes.
These, how many you said they're retailing
The
at
youth
200?
size.
So
Fit
they
in
were
the
retailing,
boys.
yeah, they were retailing at 200, and actually, believe it or not, the shoe is beautiful, but you can cop it for low retailers.
Nice. Patty, how do you feel about
I like them. I think I could use a pink pair, but
Oh,
it? Yeah. So earlier we were talking about you had a son that was into sneakers.
yes,
Is this
he
something
is.
that your son would buy?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
would he come asking you to buy them though? He would be like,
And then
"Mom."
my husband would say, "Those are ugly."
Husband's not a big fan of the sneakers.
He is, but he's very particular about which ones.
Okay. So would you cop this shoe or would you drop it?
I can get cop it.
Okay.
Oh, that's a cop.
That's what's up. So we got a drop over here. We got a cop.
What about you?
So what about me? So I'm not a big fan of the 13s. The silhouette to me is clunky, a little bit bigger, like you said. Yeah, like a moon boot. But the colorway was point on for me. I love the colorway. The baby blue always hits. It's got that faded. It's not white, but it's not. I would say cream. I don't want to even call it. Yeah, so it's got that nice colorway to it, and it's got the details that you're looking for on a sneaker. when you look at the inside of it. Yeah, so overall, I'm dropping it still at the end of the day for $200. I'm not gonna buy the shoe, but I know somebody that would buy this shoe. For sure. How do you feel about it though?
So since I've heard the expression, I can't stop thinking about it, but someone referred to them as the butter and cotton candy Jordans.
Oh,
And I think that alone,
butter and cotton candy.
yeah, that alone kind of deterred me from it. I think it's a beautiful material shoe. I think the materials that they used were spot on. I would have liked to see that on a 1, a 3, or a 4. Even if they would have done that on 11, that shit would have been sweet.
That
You know
would
what I
have been
mean?
sick as fuck. For sure.
But I just think the 13 missed the mark. Pass. So that's a drop.
So I think we all agree. So
Then I get them.
yeah, right. Yeah.
She said yes.
Yes, but that's what we talk about here on Cushion Cakes. Is always your personal preference and what do you like and what do you and obviously you see. So the next shoe that we have, which to a lot of people they look like Jordan 1s, but I know I'm gonna mess this up and Q's just waiting for you to jump in there and save me. But they're gonna be the Air Zoom Jordan 1s, right?
The Air Jordan 1 Zoom Comfort 2.
The Comfort 2, there's a whole line of them, but silhouette of Jordan 1s, you know, but different materials on it. It's got a nice baby blue color to it. UNC colorway. I think they dropped on the 1st of this year. So for the 1st of the year, and they were nice. I think they're kind of nice. They remind me of my Jordan 1s that I really love. They were about what, 190? 150 to open up. So on the beginning of the year, Nike came through and gave somebody a deal with these Zooms. I'm just gonna call them Air Jordan 1 Zooms. I'm not gonna go all into detail on them, but how do you feel about them, Jenny?
I like them. The silhouette there, the way that it's like a low top with a little extra cuff on it, you know, so for me, that silhouette, I like that.
Nice.
The color block with the pattern.
Do you like it for 150?
Yeah.
Okay, so you would cop that shoe. Nice.
So it's funny that you say that because the last comment that you said about the last shoes, you usually don't like high tops. A lot of people have actually, if you look inside of there, a lot of people have been cutting their comforts.
Ooh.
And they cut them to make it into a low.
Because there's already that.
There's-
that
if you look
silhouette right
inside
there.
of it, there's already
A little pocket right
of
there.
where it's supposed to be at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's why the comforts are really under the radar. This is a very versatile shoe. You know what I'm saying? You get this shoe, you beat it up. You know what? I'm not gonna rock it as a high no more. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that top off.
Yeah,
Do
'cause
they make the transformer?
They do. That's called the Fly E.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Where they zip off
Yeah.
on the bottom. Yeah, that's very close to those.
That's
But
what it reminds me of for sure.
yeah, and I think they're not as tough as Jordan 1. You know, like with the material that's put on there, it's
It's
not
not.
as tough. It's a little bit more durable. Like you said, with having the cutout is definitely a little bit easier material to get around.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, are you copying them, Q? Are you copying or copying them?
So crazy thing, I think I would cop them at
Okay.
150. I've seen a couple other Zoom comforts that have come out, and I think the Valentine's Day ones that they dropped like this past Valentine's Day, I don't think those can miss. Those were beautiful.
Okay, so you're copying?
I'm cop.
Okay,
I cop.
okay. So we got a cop, a drop, a cop, and Patty.
Well, I need to know one thing. Is there really more comfort in these than
So-
another?
So with the Jordan, what they did with this one is if you look right down here, they put a Zoom air bubble inside of here, which the normal Jordan 1s don't have. The Zoom Air didn't come into effect until the Jordan 3s. And that's when they really started developing the bubble with that, the Air Max, the Jordan 4,
Correct.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? All of those really
Time
have
that came around to elevate the shoes as a whole,
So it is a little bit more comfortable.
quote unquote.
Right,
A Jordan 1.
I'm
But
gonna
as you can
go.
see, they're the same. You know, they look the
Yeah,
same. They
they
don't
do.
have the cutoff area you see right there. So yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, Q, but they're the knockoff Jordan 1s. So
Ooh, I think the AKOs are not up Jordan 1.
I mean, they're running the same thing there together. I think they're using leftover materials to build those shoes. So
Ooh.
I'm just saying, like,
Accusation.
just with the opportunity to cut off, and they set the shoes up on that for that reason alone. I think that they are using other materials that they're not using on Jordan 1s. But would you cop these?
No,
You're not copying?
no, because I would if that comfort was key.
Solidified?
Yeah.
Like if it was
But
like,
I don't
yeah,
think I believe in it that
Yeah.
much, so.
I don't think so. I think I've had a pair of the
AKOs.
AKOs that you were talking about, and the material was not good, and they weren't any different than my Jordan 1s. I'm a Jordan 1 lover, so when I see things like this, it makes me kind of sad because I just like the classics, you know? I like the classics, which we got something that's not a classic
Yes.
here, but it was the drop of the week.
It was, and it was a rendition of a classic. Okay, so this sneaker dropped on Saturday. This is the Air Jordan 11 Low. I'm gonna mispronounce. I'm gonna say this wrong.
No,
It's not the cool gray.
no,
It is
it's
the cement gray.
yes.
And the difference is that it is a different shade of gray.
Correct.
So believe it or not, but like the cool grays just dropped, or 2 years ago now. And they were a super, super hyped release, right?
One of my favorites. It hadn't been a shoe that hadn't dropped in years. And
Yeah,
everybody was geeked up to see him.
yes,
Just to put the
absolutely,
context behind it,
absolutely.
yeah.
And then they dropped this one, not even a full 2 years after you just dropped the Jordan 11 Hot.
Right.
I think this is a miss on a couple different levels. Okay, I think it's a slap in the face kind of to the sneaker community,
Mm-hmm.
because either we want the retro or we want something new. Don't give us this bullshit and then just call it something different.
Right.
You know what I mean? If it was gonna be a Jordan 11 cool gray low, call it that. But what did you do different? You lightened up the gray and you threw some blue on it.
Yeah, which didn't really change the shoe too much.
Exactly. That's a cool gray, right?
How do you feel about it, Patty?
I don't really like them actually.
Okay. Why not though?
I just think it seems like there's a lot of shoe that, for what? I don't know. It just looks like too much.
Just too much with the style of the shoe?
The patent shininess.
The patent leather?
Yeah.
The patent leather on is too much. So they have the cool grays are a little bit higher up on your ankle, and they have a little bit more gray woven in there, but still the same colorway. If it was a little bit higher, would you like it?
I might.
Okay.
I think it would throw the proportion a little bit
Yeah.
better for the patent leather to canvas material. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How do you feel about it, Jenny?
The proportion for the patent is definitely off for me, but I do like how it's a low top, but again, it just reminds me of like an astronaut speed shoe low top
Man.
version. It's something that like a look would want to wear to like an astronaut rating.
But you're wearing Air Force Ones. Those are like heavy.
Spaceman.
She said I'm not taking it.
I mean, the Jordan 11s are a heavier shoe compared to the 13s. It's the same style. All they did was take the top that would be usually right here and they cut it right off. And I think you guys are on the right point. I think the proportion of the patent leather is off, and I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper on the shoe as a whole. That there is some miscues on here when you look at this shoe. That there's a lot of details that they've missed out on that they could have taken the time and gone back through when people are paying what were these $200 out the door?
$200 out the door. Yeah.
Yeah, so paying $200 out the door when there's, I can see the patent leather cracking along the lines of the shoe right there, and there's some bumps on the shoe that it shouldn't have where you can see they went back through real quick and just didn't finish the job, didn't finish it making it look like the shoe that it could. And once again, I think that they've taken parts from other shoes and just throwing them together. There's a lot in the sneaker community. There's so many shoes that are being made and so many big defaults that happen with them that sometimes you just take the shoe apart and you know that you have other pieces to build, other Jordans like our cements here that are, it looks like it's just patent leather that was taken and sewn back in,
Absolutely.
and then add a different color to the back of it. And I just think it's sad that the sneaker community has to deal with something like this.
And that's the thing, right now, the sneaker community's not dealing with. They said, hey, Nike, goddammit, you ain't gonna keep doing this shit. So if you follow trends, it's kind of like the stock market, right? The trends are down in a lot of different markets, but the sneaker one in particular. If you're looking for a certain sneaker, or if you're trying to knock a check off your Grail list, you know what I mean? Now's the time.
Yeah.
Now is the time to do that. I know my collection, I've downsized, but I've noticed that it's become more selective because now I know what I like. I know how it fits. I know how I'm gonna wear it. You know what I mean? Just like I assume your collection. You know what I'm saying? Like you have more solidified things, and now's the time where you can add those items to your collection. So make sure you guys are hunting.
Are you guys into shoes? I know your son's into shoes. Are you into shoes?
I am, but not really sneakers.
Not sneakers.
I was a shoe store manager for 7 years. So,
Okay.
if I had to pay a lot of money for shoes, they weren't shoes for me because I was getting a discount for a long time.
Gotcha. So do you collect Jordans? Are you into the?
Just bought my first pair of Nikes yesterday. I bought 3 pairs.
Okay.
So give me 2 per, give me 3.
But no, I do like how Nike does the family sizing because I fit in the youth wear section, so save no money on that. And so now it's good to know that they have a lot of their designs that are crossed between different
Shoes.
shoe sizes. Yeah.
What's your these shoes are probably what? These were 150, but now they're right. And I know down at Bill Play you can get these for 300 right now. And these are going for like 4, right? Yeah. And these are going for like 3. Is that too much when we talk about sneakers as a whole? Is that too much to be spending on shoes?
It isn't, but if you're trying to collect them, it's not a.
But isn't there always that one prized piece that you need in your collection that costs that much?
Yeah, they're probably gonna be thigh-high boots. So.
She said, "Fuck a Jordan."
I'll buy the sneakers.
She said
I like
leather,
the
baby.
sneakers.
Right. Patty, how does it feel like having a kid that's into shoes, and when you have to break out that checkbook to pay $200 for a pair of shoes? How does that feel?
I basically tell him what I would pay for shoes, and then he has to meet the rest of the way.
Okay.
So, but I love tennis shoes, so we have fun checking them out.
That's awesome.
Doing the
Is he a
sneaker
huge
thing.
collector? Does he go through?
He wants to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he has the
loves-
ambition to.
Oh yeah.
Does he hang around a lot of kids that are also collecting sneakers? And he's probably talking to you about the resell and mom, these are dropping this weekend. Mom, I love these. Like I hear Q talk about the SB dunks that dropped last week, and that's a rare commodity shoe right now. So does your son have any rare shoes that you know of?
Not really. I
Not
mean,
that
he's
you think of?
got some Jordans, but no,
Okay.
nothing too.
What size does he wear?
I think he's at a 9 right now.
Okay.
Damn. Okay.
Okay.
13 and 9.
That's nice.
That's a common size, Patty.
Yeah,
if there's any shoes that you see at 9, they're expensive now.
Yeah, right.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, shoes in general are just getting more and more expensive.
The demand for them is also coming back as well. During COVID, we had a lot of people that didn't, that couldn't collect shoes because of hard times. And now that they are, there's a lot of people back in the market, and they understand that there is money to be made with sneakers. So you're going to start seeing a lot. We always talk about we're fighting the younger generation because we have 18, 17-year-old kids that are like, yo, I'm going to buy all these shoes, and then they flip them, and they have the time to and sit on them. And so
they don't got no job. That's what they do for a living. I'm
Yeah.
working in a restaurant, and I'm like, damn, I missed that drop. Meanwhile, 17-year-old Joe Schmo's down at the mall and just picked up 13 per, and I can't get one.
Yeah.
You know
So,
what I'm sorry.
the sneaker culture is definitely growing and adding a lot of younger, I don't want to say connoisseurs in it, but the younger kids are definitely finding their own style, and Nike has a job to also provide for them and their new styles of how they like shoes. So I'm definitely excited for, shoes as a whole. I'm excited to see what shoes people like, and on to the next topics.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, first of all, I know I smacked some Blaze gummies before this.
Yes, you did.
They were delicious. I'm telling you guys, make sure you guys check out the Blaze gummies that you can find at any of your local dispensaries. If your dispensary doesn't have them, hey, talk to somebody. Tell them, hey, y'all need to be ordering these. They're perfect for low dose and high dose. It doesn't matter if you're a grandma trying it for the first time or if you're an experienced advocate user, you can still get down with the blaze guns.
Yes, sir. And then shout out to CT Visuals, the guy behind the camera, always making those dope ass reels and videos. If you haven't got a chance to link up with him, make sure you slide in his inbox and get at him. You know, he's got a product design major as well. So get at him, get your content built. Because you want it. It's important nowadays, right, ladies? I mean, it is important to have good content, and CT Visuals is doing that thing over there. So make sure you guys get out.
Absolutely. So what are we smoking right now?
So right now we're smoking on some something that's new, not new. It came back. It's just a name though. But we're smoking on some soap from Need to Heal Farms. So how did you feel about it? How did you feel with the name being soap? How did you feel about that soap? Did it feel like a Dawn dish soap or did it feel like Dove?
Dial soap.
A dial soap?
Maybe, yes, it's clean, it's fresh.
I was
It
thinking
is
Irish.
soapy.
I was thinking Irish Spring.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it's outdoor, indoor? Can you feel off the taste?
Can't.
You can't?
No, but now that you're asking.
Because you're in the industry, you're all over cannabis as a whole, so I know that you're consuming a lot of cannabis. So give it an honest review on what you feel about this soap.
I mean, I probably have to hit it again just to
Well,
take.
here you go.
No.
Say less.
So it's on the way to you. It's on the way.
I have an admission. I thought we were reviewing soap, and I was like, that's really, when you guys said soap earlier, I was like, that's really weird. How are we gonna review soap?
You gotta wash your skin real quick and dry it off, see if you turn ashy.
But that was, I mean, there's been a lot of, cannabis named soap. It was a name back in the day that people used to heavily bank on, like, oh, that shit's gonna be good because it's called soap.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
I didn't
from
ever
where
know soap.
from where I was from, it was called soap. Yeah.
That's
You
awesome.
got any deal with that?
I mean, we called it all kinds of things. We called it corn, we called it soap,
I
we
thought,
called
yeah.
it mids, we called it
Mid's heavy.
yes.
Mid's heavy.
Well, that's what
Mid's
people
heavy.
called it corn when it was mids, but it was like little buds. You know what I'm saying? It was like popcorn. You know, corn.
So I mean, I know it's something that people have been looking for on the market. So it's back. Hopefully, other people are growing it.
What's in it? Do we know what
I
it's
we
made
do
of?
not know what it's made of. We just know that it's from the Need to
ground.
Heal Farms. Yeah. Yeah, just giving it a good old fashioned product review off of the taste. Did you like the taste?
I did. I mean, it does taste like soap,
Okay.
for real. I
Yep,
I
I
got
get that.
dial all the way,
Yeah.
yellow dial.
He said the yellow.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I had soap in my mouth like
I know,
that.
right?
Not mine, but but that definitely tastes like a flower that I would buy again though. I mean, so like my honest opinion on it is like as far as like flavor profile and shit, it's hitting. It's right where I want it to be at.
Yeah, that's it's going. It's right up like that.
Which way already? We just started the song. So you think it's something you would buy?
I think I would I think I would have to. I think I'm with Jenny a little bit. I gotta retry it. Maybe I gotta try it in like a blunt or something. I haven't had a blunt in a long time to remind me of what I was thinking. Soap was back in the day. When I was a young high school punk walking around trying
That's
to.
how you consume was
Right, yeah, and God tell me, oh yeah, I got that soap. I was like, wait, what is that? Like, we must not be talking about the same thing here. It would be some fire shit. So I mean, right now I like the flavor of it. It tastes really good on my palate. I don't get that soap feeling though. Like I remember as a kid,
What was the feeling?
the feeling for me was like. It wasn't most of the time. It like hits my eyes, and I could feel like me getting drowsy. It kind of gave me a little pick me up. You know what I'm saying? It made me feel
Really, that was a sativa, my boy.
Yeah, think
Is
about
that
some
what this is supposed to be?
weird. I don't know if it's sativa. Is it a hybrid sativa? I think you got it down there. I think it's a hybrid though.
It is a hybrid,
Yeah.
but I mean, nowadays
Everything's a
Everything's a
hybrid.
hybrid,
Everything's a hybrid. So how do you feel about everything being a hybrid in the community
Well,
right
that's
now?
where you really need to educate hard on terpene profiles because that's what is going to help lean where the
One way or
thriving
the other
effect takes
way.
you.
Yeah.
And this doesn't seem super like terpy to me, but it's not necessarily absent of it. It's just maybe not the profile I prefer. Like, I really like super sweet or citrusy. I'm not super into like gassy or cheesy. But this is not, this is like,
It's different.
it's fresh. I think there's like maybe like pinene in it maybe, which is of course everything. Most common. But no, I like it. It's got a nice effect so far too.
So would you purchase that product?
I think I would, and I would love to maybe try it infused.
Ooh.
If
Infused is
they,
always better, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Pat?
I probably would not.
I'm not. Okay. Okay. So it's not giving you.
I mean, I like it, but I'm so picky.
She knows what she
I
likes.
really am picky. Yeah, but
I mean, that's
it's
fine.
nice.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I'd like to
nice,
hear your review on the one after this.
but- Oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm not biased or
But
anything.
I picked this flower because it was something that was super nostalgic to him, like when he first
Yeah.
started smoking. So why don't you take us back to when you first came into the cannabis industry, when you first started?
Well, kind of interesting because it was probably when you weren't born yet, but I started reading The Emperor Has No Clothes, Jack Herrera, in college.
Okay.
And I would carry it around like it was my little, Bible, basically. And then I started giving money to Normal, and this is early 90s. And every month out of my measly little check of $18,000 in downtown Chicago.
Oh shit.
And then eventually, a couple years later, I moved to San Diego and attended my first Normal meeting. And I was so excited to enter the industry way back then. And I went to the meeting, and it was two 60-year-old, long-haired hippies playing a guitar, and they never even spoke about cannabis. And I'm all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed waiting, what's our mission, guys?
You accomplished
And
something
they're like,
today.
yeah,
Like, sit back and smoke this.
right. And so I had 2 careers after that. And then I was hating my last career and knowing I needed to exit. And then I was like, oh my God, this cannabis thing is actually happening.
Mm.
And so I, in San Diego, decided to go down the path of getting a dispensary.
Oh.
And started at ground zero looking at land parcels, and all of San Diego is parks. And you have to be a mile from parks, a mile from another dispensary, a mile from schools. Very difficult to find any,
San Diego.
parcels that you could. So I went through that whole process. I was going through the city getting a parcel accepted, and while I did that, I had a delivery. So I had a little dominoes of weed in the medical industry in San Diego.
You had a little domino of weed
And it was 80% female clientele. So that's kind of where I started, realizing the void with pre-rolls, especially because they're all very masculine for the most part. There's no cute pre-rolls really. There are now, but not too many.
That sounds like a dope
Yeah.
beginning. That sounds like an amazing beginning. So, Jenny, how did you start your journey in the cannabis industry?
It was actually a double life for me at first. In my former career, I was secretly working on the weekends, bartending, started out receptionist actually, and just wanted to get my in. Ever since I was 15, became a daily smoker, knew that I wanted to do something with that one day. Moved out to California to attempt to do something like that. Was in San Diego, Santa Barbara for a while, and I came to Colorado. We left to from there, and never quite panned out. So bartending was shouldn't get in on that, I guess. But turned into much more pretty quickly. So.
Yeah. You spent time in 5 different states bartending?
Well, I attended in Michigan, but I attempted to be in the cannabis industry, did a little bit of cannabis marketing in San Diego, and then just retail management throughout other jobs and states, mostly for Journeys, shoe stores. So, but left that and ended up becoming an esthetician and worked in dermatology offices. And after 7 years of doing that, wasn't for me, and that's when I was secretly becoming a veterinary. for 3 years.
Yeah, you gotta
Finally
tell
made
people
the
what,
transition.
tell the people what,
I love it.
what do you say, dermatologist?
Dermatology,
Yeah,
yeah.
tell some of the people are slow like me around here. I just tell people what dermatologist. What y'all saying?
Yeah, I mean, you go to the doctor and you have, sunburn, they can help you with that, and then, you get old and wrinkles, they send you to me, and I would help you with that, and help keep you looking young and healthy, looking good, so. yeah,
But you were
but,
living a double life, because
Double life.
smoking weed behind.
yeah, because I couldn't be open working in the medical industry, I was a
before.
user, I was a medical patient,
Especially
using it for a variety of things, insomnia and physical pain. Once you got out of that industry, then you went into cannabis full time, you didn't have the issues with insomnia and cannabis. So now I use it recreationally, but, I love the medical benefits for it. I was passionate of that became mine when I was part-time.
That's dope as fuck.
That's dope. I love that every bud tender has a story of a reason why they want to be in the cannabis industry, and it's always some uplifting shit. You know what I mean? It's always something to make the world a better place, and that's what this industry really was founded on. And unfortunately, big corporate America has found their way, and it's involved, right? Happens every time. But hearing stories like that is what gives the cannabis industry hope and aspiration. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you found a way to do it. That's obviously, we'll get further into your story, but now you do it as an everyday job. And so that's dope that you were balancing in a time that was really hard, less than 5 years ago, we were really scrambling around, and being a pot smoker was very frowned upon. And you walk around smoking weed, you looking like you gonna steal somebody's purse or something. I know for me, that's how I looked at it. Like, people look at me, oh, you smoke weed, you're a bad person. So, to see the overtime, who has the best weed? You've been all over the place, you've been a closet smoker. So when you went into those other dispensaries, you were looking for, when you were on the other side of the state, what was the best weed?
I mean, in San Diego, LA, they had so much good stuff back in the day. I was there when it was medical, I was there when it became recreational. Same in Colorado, I actually go from med to recreational there. And, you come across a lot of really good stuff, but I think in SoCal, like 2007, 2012, it was fire. Now, obviously, the market is pretty saturated, and we're trying to see that here in Michigan too. But there's a lot of amazing caregivers that are still out there and available. So if you need that, you can find that. There's people that are willing to help you. So,
what do you prefer? Do you prefer caregiver products, or do you prefer metric products?
I find good stuff on both sides.
I feel
you just have to search for it.
Yeah.
There's good stuff and bad stuff on both sides.
Yeah.
So, it's just who you know and what you find and where you shop.
And using your nose. This thing right here is like one of the smartest things on your body, I swear.
You'll get
Yeah.
detected.
Yeah.
Knows.
Yeah.
So
Ben, what, are you SoCal, but where you've been all over the place smoking weed, and you're very picky as well. So, who's got the best weed?
I mean, state-wise,
Yeah, you've been all over it. What state do you have?
since I had a product in California, I got to do a lot of testing, and I was very picky about the product that I would put in my packaging. So I don't know. I just I don't want to get canceled. I'm just kidding. Like Jenni over there is playing the line. No, but I'm just kidding. But I do like, and I'm not good because I like indoor, no soil, like hydro. Yeah, that's kind of what I love.
Right?
Yeah, and I always loved it, even when I couldn't get it, and if I could, that was for sure. I was gonna drive the extra miles for that. Yeah, like
that's dope.
Find what I want.
Yeah, it's all about your personal preference out there. It's what you like, just like your sneakers, man. That's why we've incorporated too, because I'm like you. I'm a little bit more picky on what I like and what I don't like, and I try certain things. I go out and buy, disposables, and then I keep them, because then I got some that I like and then some that I don't like, and then give them out to somebody else because they might like it just because I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? letting everybody figure out their own personal preference and, trying to make it more normalized. That's what we're definitely trying to hammer the nail on.
Exactly.
Make it more normalized for the people like us that are doing it every day. And we can still walk by the grocery store and somebody smells you and they might give you the look like, ugh, you smell like weed. And you're like, but I'm just a normal civilian like you, right?
Like then when someone comes up next to you and they smell like a beer, it's just like, oh, that
Right.
smells like
that dude's a drunk.
Yeah.
So what am I? I'm just a pothead then,
Yep.
So like, how do we make it more normalized? And, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's so interesting here, speaking of caregivers, because coming from California, I'm still learning a lot about the Michigan market, but I didn't really know about the caregivers, and someone did an event for me, and so I come from California where everything was, like going through metric, et cetera, and this woman was doing the event and she just kind of got away from me. She was doing it, wasn't really telling me. So I'm like, okay, we'll see how this goes. And when I walked in, I almost died because it was full of caregivers, which I didn't know existed here. And I'm like, what the fuck is this Ziploc with, a 500 ml and it's not labeled? And oh my God. So I got a real quick lesson.
So that was a little change up for you from coming from the other side.
And I'd like to find caregivers, but I'm always having to go to the dispensaries. So.
Yeah.
they're still around. They're definitely out here. You just gotta look. I know a few.
Yeah, that would have been the place.
That are out here trying to make their mark. And it's all about the ones that started doing it for the right causes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's not about the ones that are doing it just to make the quick 50 grand in a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's not like that anymore. I think with the
It's
dispensaries back, and the dispensaries, we're going to talk about that later in the show, but the dispensaries have done a lot of, I think, good things for the community as well. I think they've helped a lot of people out that are closet smokers that I've lived at one point, you've lived that. They've helped those people to come in, and those bud tenders are very important now because they are the bridging gap for the consumer and the person that has to teach the consumer what they want. The bud tender is very important now because the connection is new. There's not much homework done on it. Not many studies of what it does to certain people and why people are affected this way and some people aren't affected in a certain way. And we've all got our funny stories about cannabis. So while we're talking about it, you got a good story about cannabis as a whole? Like, I got a story about maybe I ate one too many edibles and had to call an ambulance. If you've tuned in to Cushion Kicks, me and Q have joked about that once in a while. But do you have any stories like that, Jenny?
I mean, none that really come to mind right now, but I mean, my mom was once who called me like a drug addict for using cannabis and wanted to put me through therapy on it.
Okay.
And once then it was able to help her get off of prescription meds with cannabis.
Hey,
So,
that's
you
what's
know,
up.
That's a slam dunk.
Yeah.
That's a slam dunk.
Flip that right on the head. Any stories for you, Patty?
Oh my gosh, I'm sure I have so many stories, but driving 45, nothing. I don't drive. See, I'm gonna get myself canceled down here. No.
She said I'm about to spill all the beans.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we've all had those
those embarrassing stories.
It's all about trying the products. It's about, self-medicating, trying it out. Start with a small amount and then build up to a bigger amount.
I actually do have one funny quick, my old business partner in Vegas, Cushy Punch.
Yeah.
So this was in we had California Cushy Punch before it was a thing, and in Vegas, she ate some in the taxi, and then we get to our hotel, and she's like, I'm gonna go meet someone, and we went up to our room, and she finally gets to the room, and she said, I've been standing outside this door of our hotel room, wondering how I can get inside because my phone died. And she never just thought about knocking
on the door.
Oh wow, she was high.
Yeah,
She was
she
out
was
there.
like, couldn't get in to the other side because her phone was dead.
That is
So,
hilarious.
yeah.
Have you had any moments like that? Like where you just forget like some shit?
Well, I want everybody to know. After I get off of here on Sundays, most of the time I'm like, okay, I need like 8 bottles of water, and then make sure I have my wallet, phone, and keys, because when you get high sometimes you do forget what you're doing. So make sure that you have that thought process going when you're enjoying your cannabis. That hey, I need to do a double check on what I got. Because we usually have people go down the road and then they call us and they're like, hey, is my jacket still there? It's like, yeah, man, come on back. You go get your jacket. So consume responsibly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but I do want to do a real quick shout out right now. I want to give a shout out to Redemption Foundation. Brian's great over there. Nate, those guys are amazing. If you haven't tried Mafia Funeral, you're missing out for sure, because you gotta try it. I don't even know if you can get it anymore, but Redemption is a great program. Great foundation, man. I'm stumbling on my words right now. But shout out to Redemption. Love them. They've been a long time sponsor of Cushion Kicks, and as you can see, we got them all over the place. We got a skateboard behind you. There's something else up there y'all can't really see, but if you come to the studio, you can see it for sure. So shout out to Redemption.
Absolutely. And what are you guys doing June 10th and 11th? I know what we'll be doing.
I know them.
We'll be at Spark in the Park in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Make sure that you guys get your tickets and you guys can head over to Riverside Park in Ypsilanti and get your swerve on for 2 full days. I'm telling you, do not want to miss this lineup. It's going to be crazy.
I'm excited.
I'm ecstatic.
You guys gonna be there? Spark in the Park? Spark in the Park? Okay. So,
Both nights.
both nights?
Both days.
Both days and both nights. I think we might end up doing a live from there, right?
We might have to try to do a little live there.
Because it is on Sunday.
Looking forward to it, for sure.
So this right here that I'm sparking up is a friend of the family, if you would. We got Lion Order's King Clementine. I don't know about you guys if you've never tried it. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass that along because this is one of my top 3 favorite strands. It is absolutely delicious. The terpene profile on it is amazing. It's hitting that sweet citrusy, kind of giving me Tropicana cookies vibes. You know what I mean? Hit. I don't know if there's really another strand out there that's really like that. You know
As
what
soon
I
as you
mean?
light it up, you can smell like the sweet citrus
Clementine.
floral. Yeah, absolutely.
How do you feel about that? Like off those first few rips, you know what I
It's
mean?
tasty. I'm gonna look at this.
She said, I need to investigate.
Yeah, I
a
need
little
to
bit more."
investigate this.
So when this first came out, they dropped 3 different strands. They dropped the Roadblock, the King Clementine, and the Island Sunshine. So there was like an indica sativa hybrid.
I know I like one of those, the island one, I believe.
The Island Sunshine,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the sativa one.
I
And
love
that's-
it,
That's
actually.
that's
That was
one
in
of
the
my
last piece
favorites
I
as
said.
well.
That's why I know, because I just tried it recently and it was very nice.
Yeah, that one is definitely hitting for me.
So I had high expectations for this since I knew about the other one.
Okay, so I mean, what are your first initial thoughts on it?
Tasty,
Tasty?
definitely tastes like clementine, like the name.
Like definitely getting those vibes on it. I think it's one of my favorites. I think it can't really be missed. If you guys find your way out to any dispensary that carry heavyweight head products, 9 times out of 10 you might be able to find that. How you feel about it?
I love what Lion Order does. Isn't it called the Roadblock? Is the
Roadblock's
indica? I got one of those as my personals, which means I keep it in my bag at all times because around here in Kalamazoo, Lion Order is on the shelf for a day and then it's gone. And I mean, I'm talking about in the surrounding areas of where we have 30 dispensaries from Stizzy to obviously Great Doja, and we have Breckweed here in Kalamazoo where it's a delivery system. So Lion Order is a hard thing to keep on the shelves around here because it hits and it packs a punch, and they're doing a great job with it. I fucked it. Yeah.
That's
How do you feel about it, or do you have a biased opinion?
I know I'm definitely biased, but if you gave me a blind test, I would still definitely be partial towards that.
You can taste it.
Yeah, I can smell it as soon as you light it up. I like you, I love Tropicana cookies strains, and this is a female.
Oh, so I was
So
right.
actually on the spot. But yes, it's always really flavorful and very very
But
aromatic.
tell the people how you know all this information.
I sell and work for the company. I wholesale it and help with the marketing team and events team. So we launched it on 420 last year at Tangent Gallery with Roman Marley, and we threw a whole party and Trick performed with live band. It was a party, so definitely pulled the spark from the park because Trick and his band will be playing there too.
You heard it right here. Confirm. Check mark.
I'll
Check.
be about
You wanna be there.
What were you about to say, Patty? Sorry about that.
I have no idea.
Look, you got your keys.
Yeah, keys, phone, jacket.
So is this a cop or a drop for you? Would you purchase this again?
I would definitely purchase.
Yeah. Q? What you doing, my brother?
10 times, 10 days out of the 7 days of the week. That means every damn day I'm gonna buy that shit.
Okay.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
It's one of my favorite for sure. Like I said, Roblox stays in my book bag. It's around here somewhere, but it's in my clear see-through book bag. There's a Roblox sitting right there. So tell the guys that are over there making it that they're doing a good job and that, as Cushion Kicks, I'll have
It is Cushion Kicks approved.
Yeah, this is a cop 10 out of 10 times. If you can find it on your shelf, go in there, buy some for me, and then when you see me, be like, hey, I know these are one of your favorites. They had it in our store, so.
Oh, speaking of, I have to give a shout out to Jenni because she heard me last week about the bumps.
Oh, that's what's up.
And
That's so
she
funny,
came
the
through,
bumps.
you know what I'm saying, with the bumps. I was like, that for real? She's like, you said you needed some more, right? I was like,
That's people tuning in, looking out for each other. That's how we like to do it here on Cushy Kicks too. So if you're tuning in tonight, make sure you comment or share the live stream because we got some air packages here. I know we got some stuff from Hash Bash yesterday, but before we get too far into that, we just had another dope product review. But let's talk about the awesome month that we have in being 420. And I know this is how many years of being in the industry of dealing with 420 for you, Patty?
Since 2016, so I don't know, math's hard.
she's so she's on 8 years?
Yeah.
8 years. And so this year, I don't know, there's something to me that feels different about this 420 compared to the last couple of years, just based off of last year being so many events for cannabis last year. So this year in year 2023, it feels different. Do you feel that way? Do you feel like we're headed upward? How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel we're headed upward. I think it feels a lot different just coming out of being clearly out of COVID and having some freedom and the market and the event space getting back to normal. For our community, it's kind of weird because for Pink Sesh community, there's so many women that are in the industry. It's not for only women in the industry, but that just happens to be the case. And so they're all so busy that week. They're like working their asses off that week. So for me, it's kind of like, I don't know, we're having a wake and bake virtually for all the Pink Seshers across the country. With our people, 7:30 a.m. in California, 10:30 here. So that's what we're doing. And then I'll be cheering on all the Pink Seshers who will be working their tails off all week and then some. Like Jenni over
So,
there.
yeah, I was about to say, so you're gonna be one of those Pink Seshers that are gonna be working your tail off,
It
huh?
will be a grind for sure, but happy to be a part of it. So
Yeah.
Josie said something today to me at Hash Bash Cup, where she said like women in the industry are very underutilized. And I thought that was just so accurate. And you start to see, when they're really needed, we come through, we pull through, and people are able to see what we're capable of when we come together. So it's beautiful. But 420 this year is definitely ramping up from last year, mostly in my world because in Southeast Michigan, Detroit just went rec. So before the amount of events that were going on with recreational weed being legal last few years now, and COVID kind of halted that, or actually probably flourished it a little bit with all lockdown and stuff. But it's tough enough in Detroit for sure because of rec sales, which are really nice.
I'm excited to see the crazy day. But you said something that's it stuck to me, that women in cannabis are not being utilized. So how do we make that better being in the industry. Do you mind touching on that?
Join the Pink Sesh. It's a great spot to network and be able to meet people to help you make the connections that you need to get work done. So
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell
Great
me.
call.
Yeah, break the
Yeah,
Pink
break-
Sesh
we talked about something, how we can fix it. There's people tuning in that want to know, how can we help? What can we do?
How can we help
Yeah.
women in the industry?
Correct, you know?
For me, like, I think that there's a lot of women who should be in more executive roles because what I see in the industry is women are in marketing and women are in HR and accounting. But when it comes to actually running the business, and there also tend to be a lot of the caretakers of the community of cannabis. So to not have them at the table of big decisions for brands is definitely underutilizing what these brands have already in their space with the women that they have there.
They said they can orchestrate it.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yes. Come to Pink Sesh, we'll band together.
absolutely, you have a business council every
Yeah.
Tuesday of
Yes, so Pink Sesh in general, we do development for some of the women, well, all the women who want to be a part of it. So we do a business council every month and we have anything from public speaking to how to write a business plan. So we have speakers come in and we kind of, the whole point is to give women tools, more tools than they came with. So they're leaving our events and our virtuals with more tools to be better both personally and professionally.
So is your guys' goals to like put as many women in executive positions as possible? I mean, obviously that's a goal, but.
Yeah, the goal, I mean, that's not the one and only goal. The goal of Pink Sesh really is that I smoked, I was in the closet for 25 years and I was a chief of staff on the Hill as a closet smoker and none of my best friends even knew then. And so I realized that we're used to it because we're in the industry, but there's so many women out there, like moms and any women that feel less than because they are cannabis users. And so Pink Sesh, the real goal is to pull them out and empower them to find their tribe and to also step into their power for this community of cannabis.
That's dope. So my next question has got to be, how does one become a member of Pink Sesh? How does a female become a member of Pink Sesh?
I mean, that's pretty easy on the website, but ultimately you don't even need to become a paid member to just come to the events or come on and sesh with the fam. It's very inclusive. It's not, but of course, if you want to become a member, you get discounts and other benefits.
Yeah, and we do philanthropy and we do it with people who are free members and not even members. Anyone who wants to help the community, we're all about, inclusivity and.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know we know a few people that might be interested in becoming.
I know there's a ton of people that are watching right now that are very interested and want to be a part of that community because it is hard to be a parent. I don't know how,
But it's hard to be
I'm
around
one.
I know my wife deals with that kind of stress and anxiety all the time, based on her job and that she consumes, and I just think of her, like her sister, like my cousins, my aunts, I think of women that have secretly had to deal with this. I mean, I know as a father, I deal with it too, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, dads will brush that shit off really quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I know, my wife hangs on to that a little bit more than I would, you know what I'm saying? So if she has a place where she can vent that and express herself, that's
Groups like that are important
amazing.
for us as just human beings and having that other human interaction, of being with somebody that is going through the same thing as, somebody else might be in that same circle and not being too, I think it's awesome as a whole, the community of people coming around and you guys look like you have a great time. I watch you guys from social media, I'm like, that's dope. I wish men could do that, but man, we I don't know what we would do, you know what I'm saying? We would sit around and look like fools. You high it?
So what's the website for the people asking in the comment section? What's the website that they need to go to?
For Pink Sesh, it's pinksesh, pinksesh.com.
There you go. Simple as that. That's how you guys can, or
Yep.
ladies can get in
Yeah,
contact.
guys, you can't do it, sorry.
But
If you have a brand, you can sponsor us. though.
Yeah, there you go.
Plug.
There you go, there you go. But I know there's a lot of brands that want to start embarking on that, and start, giving back to those better foundations, you know what I'm saying, and helping people
We
out.
feel it.
Yeah,
We
so,
definitely do.
how many people are in the sesh now?
So,
Is it okay to call it the sesh?
yeah, you can call it the Sesh.
Okay.
So we have about 160 paid members and about 2,000 members in total, so free members as well.
Oh, wow. That's y'all clicked up. Yeah, y'all gang, y'all strong. Y'all pink ladies walking around and stuff.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
exactly.
That is sweet.
So can you give us a little insight of what, talking about events and everything, what happens at one of you guys' sessions?
A lot of pot smoking.
Nice.
That's mandatory.
I feel like it is, yeah.
We have different events because we did a charcuterie class. We had a schwitz recently where
What is that?
Well, yeah,
that's
what's
like
a
it's a Russian bathhouse in Detroit. And
Russian bathhouse.
yeah,
Is that like with the leaves and stuff?
yeah, they do the
Educate me.
plaza.
Okay, so-
I'm over here, I'm clueless
A
now.
Pink Sash member actually does the plaza, and she's amazing. It was actually, I said, what the hell's plaza? And the member who does this event, she goes, I don't know, they like hit you with oak leaves. And I'm like, that does not sound good.
I'm confused.
But
what's going on.
it's like this like broom thing with all these loose oak leaves, and they kind of touch it on you, and you're in the sauna while it's happening.
Okay,
So
sounds
I don't
very
know.
relaxing.
It is crazy. It's different and awesome.
Okay.
It's probably not relaxing at first. At first, sweat probably like, hey, what the hell?
No, I bet
No,
it's
it's
not
great.
like that. Yeah.
That's you off guard.
Yeah, you in there acting like they beat though. Cool. It sounds relaxing though.
It
Sounds
is.
like a great
It's
time. Sounds
delightful.
like it cleans the mind and soul and yeah.
It's a whole process.
I gotta check that out. It sounds like.
That sounds like something we might
Stay
need to do.
hydrated or be dehydrated.
Okay,
Well,
so
you
you
did.
that's what I'm glad you gave me a little
Right.
pointer.
Especially if you're stoned, because I got a
Oh,
little woozy and I had to take a cool plunge immediately because I got a little overheated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
Hydrated to prevent that.
yeah. And the weed will take your blood sugar levels down. So
So make sure you have a sucker and a
Yeah.
bottle of water.
And then you've ate before you went in there. Make sure you eat. Make sure you keep your water up. Okay.
No.
That sounds like a good time. That's out in Detroit.
yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing.
For sure. So.
So do you guys do like I don't know, I'm not speaking for you two individually, but something that might be kind of cool for the Pink Sesh is to do like a ladies bowling class.
Yes,
You know
they
what I
actually
mean?
just had that, well,
at
at
Copper
Copper
House.
House.
Okay.
So they've done a lot with Pink Sesh too, and Copper House is a functionally friendly bed and breakfast in Detroit. And they've been hosting a whole bunch of really great events for both sexes. So definitely check that out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's awesome because I know my wife could learn how to roll. I'm gonna throw her.
I try to learn how to roll. I try like this. I can't figure it out.
It is an art. Yeah.
It is
It
an art.
is. I
It's
just
perfected, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not the best roller. Q's definitely no. He's been doing it for a long time, and in weird ways he can do it too. You sit in the car on the highway, he'd be over there real quick. Just I'm good to go. What? We've only made it 5 minutes down the road. You ready? We obviously
It's a
don't
good
spark it in the car.
No,
No,
we never do that.
we never do that. We're responsible here on Cushion Kids,
Oh,
I mean,
with our shoes on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cotton mouth. Yeah, you want to talk about something let's talk about hash bash, man.
yes. So first and foremost, I gotta show this off because this is
You got
Sick.
one?
this is
that
crazy.
is sick as hell.
Yeah.
Go.
It was a great time yesterday out in Ann Arbor.
love it.
It was raining. It was cold. It was a long day. Getting out there, getting on the diag. CT Visuals was out there with us. It was a hike. It was freezing, but great time. There's a lot of people out there.
Shout out to our girl Josie. She made a wonderful
Yeah.
speech that day.
Yeah, we got to catch her at the speech, and then we catch her down on Monroe Street. So it was a day full of seeing some great people and having a great time, and the legacy of it all, and that's how we got on this topic of 420, so we're in the month of, for me, one of my favorite holidays throughout the year, and so having that kick off yesterday, I wish I lived like in Florida though, like we got Florida weather yesterday, and I could have walked around and
Yeah.
maybe it was a lot better, but
It
overall,
was freezing. It was freezing, but it was fun time. It was a fun
seeing
time.
all the good people I know, Spark in the Park was out there, everybody's trying to get ready for their new events, a lot of old faces, a lot of new faces. It was a great time yesterday.
A lot of people with a lot of products too. So the caregivers are still strong at work, guys. That's why we're letting you guys know there is a market out there if you're looking to go that avenue. I bet you there's probably 300 caregivers inside that little itty bitty room. You know what I mean?
Did you go?
I went to the cup yesterday.
Yeah.
I stopped there today.
It
Today
was,
was much more chill.
Damn, we can
Not
start
parking,
going on
no
Sundays.
problem.
It was
Yeah.
packed
That,
yesterday.
that whole thing, I've only seen pictures, but
How
I
many
don't
steps
think
do
it's
you
my
think you got
scene.
in
I don't know, I
yesterday?
cleared my rings like 3 times. I was like, I'm dying out here. So, but it was packed, and I think it's showing that more people are coming out to these cannabis events, and we're making it more normalized. 110%. I think there's a little bit of more guidance that needs to be done for helping with the growth of it. Because it is growing.
It's expanding.
When you can barely make it down the aisle and you're trying to talk to somebody for a second and then you just get bumped and you can't have a conversation with them and you're out there to as somebody that's a consumer, I'm trying to network, I'm trying to figure out how did you do that or what's the process or where are you getting it. So when you don't have the opportunity to, it dulls it down for you a little bit just as somebody that's going there to educate and learn and keep growing as a person. I'm not there just to throw my money at you. It's not a strip club. Sorry. But I would
Cannabis
like,
stripping.
no, there was none of that. But I just I was looking to have interaction with people, and
Yeah.
with it being so crowded and no guidance of where people could come and go from, it was kind of just an overload for somebody like me. So, and we were wearing sneakers yesterday,
So
so
walk with your elbows out.
I was like, and it was cold, so you wear a book bag so you could put your jacket inside your bag, and so.
It was a lot. The turtle shell and shoes.
Yeah, and I'm just saying the growth of it. I'm really happy about the growth and how many vendors are dedicated to be out there, and the establishments allowing people to be out there and giving that freedom of speech for cannabis. So overall, I'm blessed to see the day of Hash Bash again. Last year was my first technical year knowing what it was and actually doing it. So and being out there in the field and trying to get in this year, it was 10 times more people. In the same shitty weather that was last year.
I know.
Actually, I think it was worse. I think
The slapping of the rain in my face.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my, the big poofy
Jack
jacket
not
on.
knowing if the car was gonna get towed. Like,
Yeah,
Oh, no.
parking. It was parking. They closed off the roads, obviously, but great. The people in the areas were nice. We had to call for help, and the guy that came by was super cool. Asked us if we were here for the game or Hash Bash, and asked us how
he
the
said
time
hash
was.
brown. She started dying laughing.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, y'all stuck now, huh?"
Yeah. He said, "Where you guys from?" We're like, Kalamazoo. He's like, "Oh, good luck to you. Peace out. I'm done here." So.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a great time though. He was super nice, and then people at the cup were obviously super nice. Had a great time. We got to run into Willie J. Pezzo and shoot a little video in the back in the VIP area. So a lot of vendors. I think the coolest thing to me though was the demolition glass.
The demolition glass, that was something new I saw, but they said they've been doing it for they've had like 7 events now.
Yeah.
But it was blown glass that these guys all constructed into demolition cars. And then they put them, they're all hittable, and then they put them inside of this ring, and it's an actual demolition
Yeah, that was
derby.
wild.
I'm like, that's a lot of time and effort that you put into that glass to fuck it up. That's
just my personal opinion, but hey, I'm coming back every year to see the different glass that's being made and
that shit was dope.
what kind of monster truck they can design. Because I know guys have such a talent. They were even blowing glass back there yesterday, which was
Dude was making marbles and
it was
stuff. That
cool
was
as
sweet.
fuck, man. If you haven't been to Hash Bash, you definitely got to check it out. You definitely got to get a ticket next year. I know we're making fun of the weather and it being so cold out, but it's
Spend the
worth it.
$50 and get the ticket to the Hash Bash Cup, and you'll be nice and warm because there's a lot of people in there.
Get there early though, you ain't gonna get no table.
Swear to God.
You ain't gonna get no table, so get there early. And be friends with the vendors, man. They're cool. There's a lot of guys out there that are just hustling, getting it, and working in the cannabis industry. So
We got to meet someone new yesterday too.
yeah,
We got
Met
to
a lot of
meet,
new people.
Big P.
yeah,
Big P. We met him. He was a great cat. Can't wait to get him on the show.
yeah. I think we got some exotic pop. I think we got one back there. You can
Yeah.
show off to the people.
Yeah. What's this flavor? This one was the Heroes Villains.
Yeah,
This is the new flavor.
yeah.
We buy exotic pop. I'm super excited.
Have you ever? I know you probably tried it.
Yeah, Big Pete is my homie, and yeah, I love that house. They're great.
I mean, Metro Booming's really big right now, so to do a collab with exotic pops, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be something. That's pretty fucking fire.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have them on this side of the state. So when he came
Not
up to us, just not yet. Yeah, not yet. I know.
Him and his wife Melissa will make that happen.
Yeah, see, so we've just been struggling with that going on. So it's dope to run into new people that you're like, oh, I've seen you and you've been around, but it's like putting the face to it.
Yeah.
We've heard about King Sesh, and we've been
Now
able
we
to
have
see
you.
sometimes.
I
Yeah,
know,
so
same.
it's always good to expand. Like go out and find out what those events look like. And we wouldn't have met him yesterday if we didn't go out to Hash Bash with the weather being what it was. So I think we got some samples coming to us on a little tray tube. Oh, you outdid yourself, huh?
I'll let you look at it.
Thank you.
So we're gonna get to try some exotic pop. Oh,
So this was the King Wave,
you're so welcome.
or the Wave King.
Yeah.
So this is
Good
the
legs.
Sean Combs' son, right?
Yeah.
Is he
Oh,
son?
Yeah, he's a fan of our flower.
Yeah.
And
Who isn't?
Right. That's what I was gonna
We
say.
actually, you know how we have that Detroit,
Mhm.
a lot of our stuff.
I got a lighter that says that.
Yeah, exactly. So he coined that term. He calls heavyweight heads that Detroit. He always tells Rohan, let's smoke some of that Detroit because heavyweight heads is a mouthful. So he just calls us that Detroit. That's what we bring that
that's
to all of our
cool.
stuff.
I like
I
that.
that's good to know. I wondered what that was
You're
from.
getting a little story jumps here on Cushy Picks.
So what did you mix up with this exotic pop?
We threw in the Northern Connections, you know what I'm saying? The Liquid Loud.
The Naked?
Yeah, the Naked Boys, so with the pop. And we had to put them in the pink cups because we got the pink
I
sesh here.
appreciate it
So
so
I
much.
want to do a little cheers to the pink sesh.
Yeah, cheers.
So, hey, we appreciate you guys being on with us
Thank
today.
you.
And I know you guys are both busy, but what do you guys see coming in the future of cannabis as a whole for women too? I want to get. Can I get the what do you see coming new for cannabis, and then can I get the what do you see new for women coming in cannabis?
What do I see new for cannabis? Well,
With events, and we got 420 right around
Yeah,
the corner. It's the summertime. Last year we had the amazing events, but hopefully we're gonna repeat those
I
again.
mean, the events just keep getting better and better. We have cannabis throwing some events now, and I know they're got their sleeves rolled up for a new event. I don't know exactly what it is. Ooh.
Beans
I heard that over here.
Bean thriller, yes, exactly. But the event seems crazy. I keep thinking there's too many of them, but they keep being packed full to the gills. So apparently they're not. And for women, just hopefully more women-led products. Even I know there's men doing women products, and that's nice too, but it's also nice to actually empower. That's nice, but it's also nice to empower women within those organizations to do a product. So I'd love to see more of that.
For events, really, like Patty said, there's been so many of them. It's kind of just like the market oversaturated altogether. So I think what is going to happen is these events have been catered towards stoners, people that work within the industry, people that shop within the industry. And so I think that the opportunity is that cannabis companies can and should, it's gonna be more acceptable and more normalized now to market themselves to events that are not cannabis oriented. So like things like movement, things like other music festivals, we're gonna see cannabis companies being sponsors for. So in fact, there's further frequencies in Detroit. They're a music event production company and now also talent management company. So they're also looking for sponsors, cannabis companies, if ever needed. And they do a lot of the techno events and house and dance events in Detroit, which are huge. And those people, like sneakerheads that are often potheads too, music heads, bass heads, you know, they also bring cannabis and that brings people together. So it's a great opportunity for companies to start marketing themselves to new markets outside of cannabis, really. So I think that's what we're gonna start seeing, and hopefully that means with regulation, places like larger venues like LCA or, yes, exactly. So that's what I think the future's gonna lead. Might not be this year or next year, but hopefully soon. And that gives more women an opportunity to take part in those projects, so we lead them all together, so.
I'm excited to see the events. What kind of events are you guys excited to see next? Which one's next on your agenda? If the people are watching, they're like, I really want to meet Patty. Where are they gonna catch you?
Yeah, the next event we have on our agenda is April 29th in Detroit. It's a women in wellness event, and it's a little different because we usually get the get a sesh together, but we don't have a lot of vendors and things like that at our events. We have the vendors take part in the event with us, so they can talk about their product to each and every girl and not stand behind the table, and after everyone's done with you, you stand there for another 2 hours because our events aren't that big. But anyway, April 29th, Women in Wellness in Detroit. It's on the website.
Okay. That's nice to know. What about you? I know you're gonna be a road warrior. You're gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, the 15th is Smokers Club with Bernard, and then the 27th is.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the Wiz Khalifa. The Wiz Khalifa.
That's in Kalamazoo.
That's a hey. Shout out to Kalamazoo real quick. Sorry, you said the 15th. I was like, wait, that's in my city. Hold on. Shout out to Kalamazoo Wings Event Center. If you haven't heard about it, Wiz Khalifa is going to be in town on the 15th. Make sure you get your tickets. You want to be there. It's going to be a little tour, and he's going to have Burner with him. So if you missed him at Goats, you don't get to see him again. He's going to be on the list. So thank you for refreshing me. Willie's going to be there. Oh man.
Of course, I will be pulling up, and then the Buccaneers Ball by Gans is in Detroit. The Annex last year, that was
Amazing.
off the hook. So
Best event. hands down.
yeah, that was so. I have high expectations this year, and then like
Who
2 days
does
after
it?
that,
Who does games?
Games is
Gams.
that? Oh, Gams is
Yes.
that? What is it?
Flower.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, out in the east side.
that's
They did
awesome.
a great job last year. We were there as
Yeah.
well. So the
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of our first events.
yeah, that what we were
Me
just
too.
people
I
had.
pulled up alone. I didn't know anybody.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't know
And it's
anybody
all
either.
really like an hour in. So,
That's awesome.
but
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's
It's
funny.
really- That's funny. Yeah, because you were wearing the Redemption prototype jumpsuit.
Yep, I sure was.
I was wearing a hoodie, classic hoodie. So
I was wearing a jail suit
Yeah,
by Redemption. Shout out
That's
to Ryan.
awesome.
yeah. We'll have to. I wore it on the season closer last year, so
That's
one
amazing.
of the few jumpsuits. I love it. It's one of my favorite in my closet. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's crazy. In the time of history of being in the industry, on different
a
sides.
year
of
later
stage.
now.
Right,
So
right.
I'm gonna get to the
What's up?
review on this stuff.
it's so good.
This is delicious.
But you could get a stomach ache.
You could. It is sweet. It is sweet. If you drink a 2 liter of this, I think it might hurt.
Yeah, don't do that.
I
Don't
think it
do
might
that.
hurt.
Don't do
It's my
that.
first time trying to make it, and I love it. I've had many of the other flavors, but
Good
yeah,
combination.
this works.
I mean, he does a great job.
Yeah, you can't even take like.
He poured up perfect
No, he
yesterday.
He's
at
a
acid.
mixologist.
Yes, he is. He was
Like,
back there doing the.
He was like, "You boys have a drink?" I was like, "What kind of drink?"
Shout out to Phil for the drinks.
Yeah, we gotta get Phil on the show so we can do something crazy with the drinks because I love them, man.
This is your go-to. This is syrup.
I would recommend it to anybody to try, and it really is just your drink of choice that you like to mix it with, and the naked is just like a little sweetener to it. So That's what I usually go to when I'm mixing my drinks up, and I like Phil's and make it.
I like the Sprite with the green apple though. I can't hold you.
I
up.
had that yesterday.
That is it tastes like a Jolly Rancher. You
The
know
blue
what I'm
raz
saying?
is good this one too. I can't lie.
I mean, are there any of them that you don't like?
No.
Exactly.
I like all of them. I like all of them.
So what's your opinion on
I like it. I think it's a little sweet, but I
Yeah.
do like it.
it? Okay. Can you taste the cannabis in it?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's good on that front for sure. I can't taste any cannabis.
Perfect. I mean, I know that's what a lot of people are looking for, when
Yeah.
especially when it comes down to drinking something. Because there's a few products that are on the market right now that don't really taste that good. But if you can find something that doesn't really have that flavor in it, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you're using. If you're using RSO, if you're using distillate or whatever, you know what I mean? People don't want to taste that in their drink. It's not like liquor, you know? It's not like where it's an acquired taste. Like,
Right.
that shit tastes bad, guys. Like, come on.
I'm so sorry. I was flipping through because I saw a question from a guest, a follower. Gavin had asked a question about. Gavin, I know you're tuned in and watching. Can you type back in your question? And I want to hear the lady's opinion on that because it was something that was brought to my eye when I was down here looking at it. I
Oh.
was high and lost track of mind of it, but it was a great question, and I think with cannabis growing in the state of Michigan, there's a lot of other states growing with cannabis that are trying different things than we have, and I wanted to see how you guys felt about his question. It was something to do with Pennsylvania having to have a pharmacist on site at their dispensaries, and he can correct me if I'm. What's everyone's opinion on a pharmacist need to be disclosed in Pennsylvania? That's a great question.
That is a good question. I had no idea that was a thing.
So how do you guys feel about that when we're heading towards the future of cannabis as a whole? Because everybody's still big money's waiting for the federal legalization of marijuana, correct? Like Amazon and Nike and Coca-Cola, when we talk about the big dogs, we talk about those guys because as it crossed that plane. How do you guys feel about that? I don't know. How do you feel about a pharmacist being at the dispensary when you're coming by to pick up your cannabis and it's recreation?
I feel like it's just yet another barrier to people's success in starting a dispensary because who
Now you
pays
gotta
that
have a licensed pharmacist.
You have to pay the security guard. Now you have to have a pharmacist, and really, do we fucking need a pharmacist?
Right.
It sounds like Big Pharma is,
Yeah.
like some.
Trying to
Yeah.
get some
So,
money out the honey pot.
Because when we think about the future of cannabis, because I know that we're all working in it right now. We're not only dealing with the now problems, we're dealing with the future problems that come behind it. And how do we gear up for that? And how do we get ready for that? And seeing stuff like that, is really eye-opening because you're like, ooh, would they try that here in our state? Would they even think that we would go for that? But then when you think about it on the federal, we'll all have kind of the same rules from state to state, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
we'll all
it's
kind
a
of have the
scary,
same-
scary venture, this federal thing.
Yeah,
It's
so
worrisome.
I don't know
at
how
best.
it balances out or how we even go from where they placed us at. So
well, hopefully we have successful models to look at, like Germany. I think I heard that they are now moving forward with rec. So I know Uruguay a while back, so we're starting to see other countries that are having success in their programs. Hopefully that means America will be able to follow suit. We're usually late to the game for everything anyway,
well,
so.
for all the fun stuff at least.
That's facts.
For all the fun stuff, we're a little bit late. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see where we go from here. I think that I love that people are seeing these kind of things,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have to talk about that, right?
That's
Like
so
Mondays tomorrow, we're all gonna go in and be like, so pharmacist at a dispensary, how does that work out for you in your mind? Like when you go into the drawing board and you're like, man,
Because the busier dispensaries, what are they gonna have to do? They're gonna have to hire multiple pharmacists. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
who
Like
put
you're gonna
that in
have
the
to.
legislation? That's what I want.
some guy,
Like,
somebody that has
why someone
connections.
just kind of slipped it in because the cannabis industry, like who would be pushing for that?
it's crazy.
Not
It's
one
gotta be
person.
somebody that's connected to the medical big pharma
Gross.
industry. Yeah, that's gross. I mean, when what's your timeline on federal legalization?
I don't know. I honestly I thought that maybe Trump would be such an asshole to like legalize it on his way out, so that Biden has to deal with it.
That's fucked up. They say, here, have
Like,
this,
it's
bitch.
legal, you're
Hold
welcome,
this.
bye.
That would have been a real chess move.
But yeah, I don't know, it's hard, I would say 6 years, that's my guess, but every time, you know, people are like, it's coming, and like, be careful what you wish for. I've been there, I worked there, I know, like, the shit like pharmacist is gonna get stuck in that legislation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, shit, yeah. So, what do you think? What do you think is gonna happen?
I mean, it's just not probably like 8 years, 6 to 8 years. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a good thing though.
I know.
Yeah. There's got to be a way to stop it, because if it's going the way that, you know, like this shit is exactly what I'm talking about. This shit goes down like that, and it gets just slipped in there as one of those things. We'll all be looking at each other like, are we really gonna walk in there and have a pharmacist check us out every time?
I think what they should do is just keep it the way it is right now, just have every state make the decision for themselves, and then just decriminalize it at the federal level, you know what I mean? Because then they're not gonna have their hands in it, you know what I mean? It's still gonna be state by state. And honestly, I don't know if I trust cannabis flying over different areas and coming from different places and stuff like that. I enjoy the fact, well, we're privileged to be able to see some of these facilities that we are consuming the cannabis from.
Right.
But seeing those gives us a standard of what it should be. And think about if you're getting it from a different state, you're not able to see that. You're not able just to, let me go over there and schedule something to go over there. You know what I mean?
Big facts. I agree on that.
It's something that is not a now problem, but it's something that we should definitely prepare ourselves for, just in case that does happen at the federal level. You know what I mean? But that's how I feel. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think they gotta get up out the way though. Yeah, they gotta figure something out for sure. And I'm excited to see where we're going. I think having these conversations, you know, throughout time. And man, you got another snack?
I got another snack.
See,
But
look, people, I told you every time.
Got the munchies.
Yeah, I got the munchies.
But
now.
this is a good snack. So this is just edibles. These are.
You want some?
Sure.
Thank you.
You said you got it.
I just want to take one.
Why?
So those bad boys are Cheez-Its. Those are Cheez-Its. You ain't gonna tell me differently. Those are wonderful. So that is a 200 milligram pack. They're gonna be 10 milligrams a piece per Cheez-It. And there's about 20 pieces in there, you know what I'm saying? That is definitely a little snack pack I could put in my lunchbox and fuck up.
I like a nice crunch. He's got a good crunch to him.
Tell me you want to put that on a sandwich.
No, I'm eating with my sandwich. I'm my turkey sandwich.
I like the crunch on
You're
a
right.
sandwich.
I would eat these. These are
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I'm about the crunch on the sandwich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's good. I'm giving those.
Actually, they are coming out with barbecue expansions like within the next month, so we can put those on the sandwich.
Barbecue? How y'all know that's like, those are everybody's favorite barbecue chips.
Who don't like barbecue potato chips?
I'm not gonna let anybody.
He said these going right over.
Free,
I
right?
need a family size box of these.
Right?
So
Oh shit!
I'm
That could
copying.
be
That's a cop for
dangerous.
me. Hands down, that's a cop for me.
Yeah, I like them. I mean, hopefully they're, see, like at this point, I've just tried cheeses that are off the shelf, but I've tried syrup. I done smoked a lion order today. I'm feeling great right now, but definitely gonna have to try them individually to see the impact on the effects of it. So,
Yeah.
but
I think I would cop just for flavor.
yeah, the
I would cop
crunchiness,
just to eat them.
the crunchiness got me. How you feel about it?
Cheesy crunch for sure.
Cheesy crunch is always the way to go. If you are just tuning in, you got to comment or share. It's here on Cushion Cakes, and we're giving away some air packages. We've had a great time with you guys tonight. We appreciate filling the people in on, women in cannabis.
Thank you.
You guys are working
This is
hard.
awesome.
Well, real quick before we go, I know both of you guys came with some shoes on your feet. So go ahead and give a quick shout out to the pink Vans.
I'm going skater girl pink Vans because I'm kind of like preppy skater and they fit the bill. And these have had a lot of miles on them for Pink Sesh, so that's why I chose them.
Okay, I feel that. What you got over here?
I put these on in the car and walked inside. Yesterday.
Got some Air
These
Force
turn
Ones.
on.
Increases in that belt.
Yeah, no, that happens. I see you.
That means
can't
you
walk
wear your
that
shoes.
Yeah, wear your shoes. Make sure if you're buying the shoes, make sure you wear them. We out here, I'm always out here, gotta wear something. Got to. When you go to an event, your style is partially off your shoes. So when I see you at these events, I'm coming looking for your shoes, right?
I make foot contact before I make eye
I
contact.
swear to gosh. We already got a spinner. We're ready to go. We're ready to go.
Whenever you are.
I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Okay, we did my package first last week, so let's go ahead and.
You gonna do mine
Yeah,
first?
let's do yours.
All right, let's do it, baby. We got the pot dots in there. We got
Those
those
are-
Gotta have the
Those
pot
are
dots.
ridiculous.
I think that's 100 milligram bag right
Mhm.
there. And then, we got some Ace down there tonight. And my package is going to be the soap that we tried right here on Cushion Kicks. So if you're the lucky winner tonight, make sure you try that soap and then let us know how it was. Everybody here got to try it out and
You can give us your opinion.
give us your honest opinion. Like, hey, don't ever give me that again, MJ, or don't put that in the air package. You was tweaking that day.
And if that doesn't get the job done, I think those gummies you got might do it.
I think these bad boys are for the nighttime, so make sure you choose the right time. Don't get up in the morning like, oh, I'm gonna eat these edibles real quick. It's not gonna work out.
Oh, it comes
Let's
with a
see.
slow creep.
Let's see. Let's see.
Drum roll, please.
We gotta get a spin on the shoe for that.
Poor Dion.
Dion
So
missed it so
far away.
close.
It was right there,
It's
but
so close.
it happens like that.
Nikki on.
Shout out to Nick, long-time viewer, always commenting or sharing on the live stream. So that's how you get your chance. Always in the comments, always got questions from the guests that we like to hear from, like Gavin tonight. Shout out to our boy Gavin. So yeah,
And we got to spin today for my package now. So you can get some of the families to wrap head over there, you know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure we put that in there. We also have some goodies for you guys from Hash Bash, some caregiver edibles. Let us know what you guys think about those.
yeah,
With some bomb ass things up there too.
Yeah.
I'm excited
for
about
sure.
those.
You got some edibles from yesterday up in there.
Yeah.
You look the people up. There was a lot of
There
people
was a
out
lot.
there handing out edibles.
Trying to
a
get
lot
their
of
name
people-
out there, you know what I mean? And it's the caregivers. Those are the ones that started this market, you know what I mean? You can't forget about them.
Yeah.
You can't. So who's gonna take this home?
I don't know. It always plays with your emotions because
Yeah,
it
I
slows
know.
all the way down and then it gets real close. Do you guys have any last statements? Any more shout outs that you got for somebody? You got somebody tuning in
I
watching?
don't know.
No, you don't know? Who we got here? Oh, hold on, wait.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. No shout out to the
Thanks for
fans.
tuning in,
No shout
everyone.
out to
Paul Borges.
Hey, shout out Paul. He's a local resident of Kalamazoo as well, so shout out to Paul, man.
Absolutely. Can't forget about our last sponsor, Doja Dispensary for the people, by the people, home of the $5 gram. If you guys are in the Portage area or the Waterville area, make sure you guys hit them up because they got deals on deals. Best dispensary in both of those towns.
Yes, sir. And if you look for that heavyweight heads, you know what's on the show. You know what I'm
Those
saying?
are liquid bags.
There you go. In our area, hey man, there's a lot of dispensaries around here, but I say they'll just one of my favorite ones.
Those
So,
are my favorite. We have the art inside for violence
my
everyone.
man got the art inside.
And last but not least, if you guys are in the Kalamazoo Portage area, make sure that you guys put in your orders for Rec Weed on 420 because you will have a chance to win your order for free and have it hand delivered by.
We got busy as hell. I forgot we were supposed to talk about that. Make sure you guys are turning on your notifications because the boys at Cushion Kicks are going to be running something special on 420. So
We gonna be busy.
That's fun.
we'll see you guys.
That's fun.
Until next time. Peace out.
6-9.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank
That
you
was a
for
good
having
time.
us.
That was awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
That's
great.
how did that feel for you?
Good. That was awesome. Yeah.
That, alrighty.
I'm sorry, you started saying like the other companies and it just like clicked in my head and I saw your hat. I was like, oh shit.
God bless
Yeah.
Rec Weed.
For 420, we're gonna be, are we off?
The roadcaster got shut off. I'm not playing that this time.